What do you think makes you unique as an artist?
It started when I was little that I drew a picture of me, mom, and dad as a stick family people.
What did you draw that with? Do you
Just,
remember?
just a regular marker. And after a while, when I get better and better, my art been improving.
It's been improving?
Yeah.
Awesome. What does it mean for you to truly be yourself? Like, what does that look like if you're truly being yourself?
It's fun to be myself.
It's fun?
Yeah.
What do you do that makes you you?
So many. That is so many.
You do a lot of things.
I do a lot of things.
Can you name a few things that make you you?
I love to dance.
What kind of dance?
Right now I'm doing K-pop and hip-hop at the Central West End.
What else do you like to do with your time?
I mostly bike around Maplewood, shop, eat lunch somewhere,
Get coffee.
of course. But my main favorite place is Main Street outside Charles. That's why I was wearing my cross button.
Why do you like Main Street of St. Charles so much?
So many reasons.
Okay. Has anybody influenced you as an artist?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Like every single person? Wow, I love that.
Thank you.
Do you just draw inspiration from your daily life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Including my mom, dad, and my brother.
So you're inspired by your family?
Yeah.
I love that. What are some things that bring you joy?
Everybody at the studio, including Danny Speck.
Okay. What do you think makes you unique as an artist?
Just naturally unique.
You're just naturally unique?
Yeah.
This is true. And then do you want to hold up your self-portrait and can you tell us sort of your thoughts when you were making this?
During the pandemic, me and McKaylee were on Zoom. She was teaching me how to teach me about my color palette with my color pencils. I started with a drawing first.
And then what kind of materials, what other materials did you use in this?
Oh, I used glitter glue. Of course, scissors. I cut around the edges. And of course, tape in the back to hold it in place.
Amazing. Is there anything else you want to share, Melly?
Well, there's another piece of art on the wall.
Do you want to grab that one? And can you tell them what show you made this for?
Me and McKenny kind of
You're gonna have to
taught me
step a
how
little bit closer.
to draw a picture of my mom.
And do you remember what the show's about?
It's about celebrating women.
And so you drew a portrait of your mom?
Yep.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
What do you think makes you unique as an artist?
The way I draw my picture.
What's your process usually like? What do you do first?
I usually get my paper and my markers out and my pencil start drawing.
Do you do like the outline first?
Yeah, the outline, then I color it in.
Okay. And you prefer to use what materials?
Paint markers, if I have them, or if I don't, I use the studio's markers.
And do you draw, what's like the theme of the work you usually make?
Police, fire.
And what else?
Oh, and a picture of...
You do a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people, like pop culture people.
Yeah, like Prince.
Who else have you done that you can think of?
Michael Jackson, Elvis,
Bob Marley,
Bob Marley,
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Who'd you do today? Do you remember her name?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Can you show the camera your self-portrait? So her phone's the thing recording. Awesome. Can you tell us what inspired you to do your self-portrait?
I went to Florida at Maples at Ding Darling, and I got the shirt. I'm like, oh, why don't I draw myself? And so I drew it, and
is that someplace that you felt happy?
Yep. Very
Awesome.
happy.
Awesome. What brings you joy?
Having good friends, laugh with each other and stuff. Yeah.
What does it mean for you to truly be yourself? Like, what does the most authentic Danny Speck look like?
I don't know, seeing Melly and everybody. Yeah.
Being around your friends?
Yeah.
Awesome. Have a favorite type of art that you like to create?
Usually police
themed art?
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Because the Maplewood police always comes, and Corporal Duncan gave me his card once, and I did it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share about yourself?
I have cool socks on.
That's a good one.
Dogs.
Dogs.
I have
on
a
your
dog
socks?
at home.
Awesome.
What does it mean for you to be truly yourself? What does that look like, being authentic to Nakia? Is that how you dress, how you walk, the way you carry yourself? What does that look like?
The way I carry myself and the way I dress.
So tell us about how you dress. What do you wear?
I wear clothes where it match, and I feel good about it.
It's always very bright and colorful.
Yes, colorful clothes, like colorful clothes.
Awesome. So, what barriers have you overcome to be the artist that you are today?
Years back, and I have been doing art ever since, and this will make my 10th year. I've been doing it for 10 years.
People ever tell you that you can't do art? People don't believe in you?
Yeah, sometimes.
And what do you do?
I show them that I got a business card and show them that I really do art and jewelry, and show them my jewelry that I have on my wrist.
What do you think makes you unique as an artist? What sets you apart from everybody else?
I feel proud of myself that I am an artist. Because I thought in life that I wasn't going to be able to be nothing. But I am something, and I thank the Lord that I am the artist that I am.
Why do you enjoy creating art?
I enjoy creating art because art is good to do when you're lonely, and I love to draw items and paint them.
How does doing art make you feel?
Good.
So help when you
And
stressed?
happy. Yes, if stress on you, you can do art. to get the stress off you. It makes you feel good about yourself when you do art.
What's your favorite way to make art? Favorite things to use?
Paint, uh, fabric paint, and mostly that's all.
What you got around your neck
A necklace that I made
and on your
for,
ears?
and earrings that I make, and bracelets that I make, and keychains that I make, magnets too.
Can you tell me a little bit about your life? Where did you grow up?
I grew up on the north side, and it's an area called Watertown. And um, that's all how I grew up.
What high school you go to?
Roosevelt High School.
What brings you joy
The Lord.
in Pocky?
And, and what?
Your little snacks.
Um, Snacks that I eat. That brings joy to me.
And then the last question is, who is your favorite artist?
Who is my favorite artist?
Mhm.
Songs. If you talk songs, it's Michael Jackson.
Rudy, can you tell me about what kind of art you like to make?
What kind of art I like to make?
Yeah, so like what materials do you like to use? What do you like to make art
I
about?
focus on what I'm going through. I focus on what other artists suggest, because at Artists First, we enjoy bouncing ideas off each other.
Awesome. And what kind of materials do you usually like to use?
I use canvas, I use paint brushes, I use pencils, I use crayons, and I use my fingers, and I use my imagination.
Rudy, what is something or multiple things that bring you joy?
Work at Trader Joe's. I love helping people and learning about food products, and I enjoy doing a great job and representing myself and my work.
That's a great answer.
Thank you.
What do you think makes you unique as an artist?
My styles,
Yeah.
my things I like that I'm not like other artists. I don't plagiarize. I do it like what I go through. I use my artwork as stepping stones. Like today I had a work experience that I am using today, and I bounce stuff off of people. I mean, not bounce stuff off. I ask questions, and that helps me come up with my artwork for the day. I like to meet people. I love to interact. They have to, if you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. I go by the golden rule. I struggle with my disability, although I know I have no control over it. And I want more friends.
Has there been any like barriers that you feel like you've had to overcome as an artist?
Yes, accepting myself as an artist, because let me tell you, when I first got here, I was like very scared I almost walked out, but then I just went ahead and did it anyways.
Mm-hmm. How have you grown as a person because of making art?
I I grow like I like to hope doing art really takes out stuff I go through at work. Like I like concentrate at work, and the stuff I learn about at work, I use it. Like today I learned that my coworkers like trees, and one of my coworkers that I made a picture for, which represent the Kansas City Chiefs, he said it will stick with him forever, and that's the nicest picture someone's ever made him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
And I sold a piece of art to a professor, and I have it told today. I want to not have my disability take over me. I am tired about making friends and then having it flop over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to have friends who, like, do stuff with me. I want to have friends who take me who I am instead of being someone else that they're not. And I love the movie Cinderella Story. You know, Hilary Duff.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what's his name?
Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah. I love
He's
how
classic.
Hilary Duff,
Mm-hmm.
because
I didn't know that about you.
you know who her friend was? The name was Carter. That was the name. And like, I want to make a difference. I find education important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I find that I was a camp counselor,
Mm.
and I think children need art because of everything that's going on in the world. Like, they aren't really seeing themselves. They're seeing violence. I want to help them with, like, when they, like, come here, I want them to keep their mind off the violence. And I don't think that people, when they know stuff, I want to change the children's lives. Because art's really changed my life, and I am wanting to pass it on to children, and I wish I had children. I want to be known as an artist and not known as a person with a disability. Because when I'm here, I feel like my art is keeping me going. I love doing artwork. I enjoy making differences, and I'll show you pieces of my artwork.
What does it mean for you to be truly yourself?
What it means to be truly be myself is doing artwork, sharing my feelings. How, like for example, like if I have a certain art style I do, usually I show that by drawing it out or sketching.
Mm. And I guess, like, for a follow-up of that, what kind of art do you enjoy to create?
I enjoy doing stencils or like graffiti art mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually do art with paint, spray paint, paint markers, ultra fine point Sharpies. That's how I usually do my artwork as.
And you have a very specific art style. So
Mixed
like, what is
media.
what's your usual like subject matter? What are the things that you draw?
Anything that relates to like video games or part of my family, like military tribute to my family that
Can you give us
served.
an example?
My grandma and grandpa.
Mhm.
My grandma and grandpa served. My grandma served in the Air Force and the Navy, and my grandma served Air Force.
Mhm. So the painting or drawing that you created for them, what did it like have in it?
Has their rank and what unit they were part of, and what branch they were.
Mhm. And honoring those people, it like means like a lot to you.
Yeah, it means a lot because, like for example, I have my grandpa's tags on me because he was attributed to him. I have a tattoo on my arm too to my grandma and grandpa that served.
Mhm. And you wear those every day?
Yeah, I wear them every day.
Very nice. What do you think makes you unique as an artist?
That makes me, it shows you shows me that I'm unique because I have different style. It makes me a style than other people do.
Mm.
Like when I do stencils for graffiti, like for the St. Louis, they did a interview with me for sponsoring me in the St. Louis because I did an eyeball with a spray can like this and used my stencil, my drawing on the wall.
Mm. That's
I
cool.
first was involved with it.
Very cool. You've kind of touched on it a little bit, but has anyone influenced you as an artist?
Mostly, she influenced me to be more a good artist because she's known me since the beginning of being here. Like when it was called Turner Center of the Arts, she has known me for a long time. She's got me, to mix media a little more different type of mixed media. Is like spray painting. I got spray painting when I was a kid. Drawing I got when I was like in high school and middle school.
Mm.
She's known me since high school.
And has stuff that Sheila said like encouraged you to create differently, to create more?
To change, like do their type of media is like painting, use a paintbrush, use a canvas, like that.
Beautiful. So in the past, you've done a self-portrait, right? At some point. So for this self-portrait show, what inspired the self-portrait that you created?
Majority of my self-portrait was like, for example, like I was doing the self-portrait. I did a self-portrait of my girlfriend also as well. For a month of Women's History Month. That was this month. I did a self-portrait of her, and I did a self-portrait of myself.
So what was going through your mind while you were making your portrait?
Thinking about her, thinking how our relationship has gotten better with it, and the art shows how I feel.
Same for yours? Like when you were drawing yourself, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, I'm adding more detail and more style to and different things. Paint a background first, then do the sketch over or use transfer paper or something like that.
What things do you highlight when you make yourself? Like, do you focus on like your eyes or your hair, or what are the things that you want to
I usually focus on like face details, or like if I'm wearing a hat, I add extra details to that, extra shade eye color to my eyes, so it looks like it's going to light to dark. And like if I'm wearing a mask or something, I would add more details to that, like add like then there's blood on the teeth of the mask or something like that.
Why do you enjoy creating art? You come here like every day. Why?
What makes me enjoy being here doing artwork every day is because it gives me time to myself or with people that are around my age that have disabilities the same as I do. I have around staff that can help me, like Asia, McKaylee, Sheila, Nami, and Jane, who used to be here. She helps the Veterans Nights. She had helped me inspire my art a little better too.
Nice. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. Because I was raised in St. Louis, Missouri because I was adopted I was in foster care for 3.5 years before I got adopted. I was adopted in 2008, and I was raised the rest of my childhood, all to high school to adult years in St. Louis City.
You like living in St. Louis?
Yes, because I can go your places. I do airsoft sometimes with my friends. I have friends here in St. Louis. I have friends here in Maplewood also.
Nice.
What does it mean for you to truly be yourself?
For me, to truly be myself means to put my meaning into art, as in symbolism at best. But if I need a break from anything with symbolism just to do art for fun and no other reason, that's fine too. The symbolism should be intense at best, but you've got to strike a balance between hardcore symbolism versus just fun.
What barriers have you had to overcome to be the artist that you are today?
I tend to go very all or nothing, like either nothing but hardcore symbolism or nothing but fun, no in between. And also, another is when I'm not in the mood to do my art because suddenly I've been selling it, and nothing you sell is as much fun as just fun. You know how when something's required,
Definitely.
you just want to rebel, and if you're selling it, it's no longer fun.
That's good. That's a really good answer. I feel that too as an artist. What do you think makes you unique as an artist?
When I have the energy for something symbolic, putting in things that are way too relatable that we all know, but we don't want to admit it.
Mm-hmm. You say what's on everybody's mind.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Why do you enjoy creating art?
Because when I was a child, I got so upset when my art didn't look good. Of course, it didn't look good. I was a child, but then I used to toss it, and my kindergarten teacher said, "Don't toss it, you're wasting paper." And suddenly, when I realized I was wasting paper, I felt so guilty. And that guilt, I turned it into something positive and worked on more art so I wouldn't waste that paper.
It's awesome that even as a child, you were able to turn that guilt into like a positive thing. That's cool.
Thank you.
Kind of touching on your childhood, where did you grow up?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Really? What brought you to St. Louis?
I was 8 years old, too young to understand everything about New Orleans. And Hurricane Katrina, but thankfully it hadn't hit New Orleans directly yet, but very close. And when I travel back to New Orleans, now I'm old enough to understand everything about it. And it's a beautiful place. I mean, the potholes and stuff, the city management isn't beautiful, but oh my God, even if it's hot in the summer, the lack of crazy weather makes up for the heat.
Where do you stay in St. Louis now?
I have moved out of my parents multiple times. Didn't go so well at first, but now that I'm living with other people, it's going a lot better than in the past. I've moved back and forth from my parents to living on my own. Tried college, wasn't right for me yet.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff is just a process, and you learn who you are throughout all of that too. This can be art related or just personal. What brings you joy?
Art brings me joy. Self-improvement, such as realizing that selling it makes it less enjoyable. We're basically toddlers inside and don't want to do what we're told, so that's why. But going back to art for fun also, because you're aware of that, so self-improvement.
Nice. And you kind of already answered this, but who is your favorite artist?
So my favorite artist to copy, like I said, is Edvard Munch, but my favorite artist to look at is Claude Monet.
Nice. Why?
So he kind of, there was no such thing as an autism diagnosis back in the day, but I clearly suspect he had autism because all he painted were water lilies. Well, a few paintings that weren't water lilies, but so many water lilies, almost all of them. And why would a neurotypical person or even non autistic, even if they were neurodivergent, why would a non autistic person paint almost only water lilies?
You think his story is interesting?
Yes, I can relate to the only water lilies thing,
Nice.
although I try to fight that and try to change it up.
Awesome. Well, this was great. You did great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, first question is, what does it mean for you to be truly yourself?
To be authentic and to be comfortable in my own skin as well as around other people.
What do you think makes you unique as an artist?
I consider myself very creative, and I like to put intellectual and philosophical meaning into some of my works, as well as symbolical meaning. That's why I'm into the movement of symbolism from I think it's the 20th century, the 1900s. My favorite artist is a Russian symbolist. His name is Mikhail Vrubel. And symbolist basically it's like surrealism kind of. It deals with the unconscious and dreams and basic emotions and stuff like that. I have other artists that I like too. I really like from the Renaissance. I like Leonardo da Vinci because he wasn't just a scientist. I mean, but he was actually mainly an artist, as most people know him as. But, he was able to blend his life together into one tributary, which was art. And I like that because people today, a lot of people, I'm not trying to generalize into all people, but a lot of people consider art to be not as, like, I don't know, sophisticated, but it can be. It's a way of expressing oneself no matter who you are or what you know. It's a matter of expressing your uniqueness.
Do you try and like blend the arts and sciences into your art as well?
I like to. I like to get there someday. I know that Johannes Vermeer knew a lot about art. I mean, about light. He was considered a master of light. And I like to learn about the sciences and know how to like blend that into doing my artwork.
And what's your favorite medium to use?
My favorite medium is probably acrylic and oil, but since we don't do oil here because of the fumes and stuff, my favorite is acrylic, and one of the staff here, Nami, really helps me with learning about acrylic.
Yeah, and with Nami helping you, I know that we have your portrait right behind you. If you wanted to, well, Julie's portrait behind you, if you want to talk to us about like the process of creating a portrait like this.
Well, it's not obvious to everyone, and it wasn't always obvious to me either, that no work of art is meant to be a perfect depiction of your subject matter, whether it's representational or not. It's meant, I mean, even a photograph has varying levels of correctness. So when you're doing an artwork, even more so when you're doing like a painting, you don't want it to be totally photographic. Like, look at like Chuck Close. He might have had a very photorealistic style, but you can see if you look real close at his artwork that it's his. It's not perfect. If it was perfect, then it would just be a
I just it would be plagiarizing the original subject. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I learned when I'm doing portraits that you want to put your own twist on it and look at it through your own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the fun parts of art, is that you're looking at things authentically. Once again, we get back to authenticity.
So we talked a little bit about Julie's portrait, but also with your own self-portrait, I know it's different depicting someone else than it is depicting yourself. Did you have the same thought process, or what are things that you emphasize in your own portrait, just based on your own personality?
My own portrait was a little harder because I was doing some of it from imagination.
Mm.
I put myself in the lotus pose from Indian religion, and I had to imagine that, along with some references of statues of the Buddha in lotus pose,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a big fan of the Indian religions. So that's how I depicted myself in my self-portrait, because I study a lot of religions, and I thought that defined some part of me. So it was a little harder imagining some of the stuff about me and then looking at the reference of myself and blending it together. But with Julie, it was just one photograph, and I just had to express it in an authentic manner. So Julie's picture was easier, but they were both fun.
Nice. That's good. So you actually had a good time creating them and like going through that process.
Yeah.
That's good. What's your favorite like kind of thing to create? Do you like making your portraits, or landscapes, or what's your favorite?
Throughout my life, I think I've been most attracted to landscapes, but I think I've branched out more lately.
Mm.
I use Pinterest a lot to dream up ideas. Use like these boards to do something called mood boards.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's really fun seeing how I could combine various images into one, like an alchemist trying to make gold.
Mm-hmm. Where did you grow up?
Kirkwood.
Mm-hmm. What kind of things do you like doing out in Kirkwood?
I enjoy my martial arts class,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoy Special Olympics, basketball and bowling and swimming. Those are all Special Olympics, the latter three, basketball, bowling, and swimming.
Mm.
I enjoy Artists First a lot. I come here whenever I can.
So, first question is, what does it mean for you to be truly yourself?
To express like creativity, express your imagination, and explore ideas ideas that you want to express for your things you want to showcase to the world.
Mm. And how do you do that?
By drawing, like hand drawing, express talking, and showcase creativity.
Nice. What do you think makes you unique as an artist? And you can go into as much detail as possible.
What makes unique for me, I usually prefer like drawing like with storytelling in my artwork, showcase like motions, or sometimes either visually or sometimes with a hidden theme, and sometimes with stories either to express emotion like happiness, sad, or anger, or fear, or anything like that. Like
you could talk about like the piece that you're making now. Like what's inspired you to make that? What's the story behind that?
So the story behind it, like some of my, like for example, like one of my story projects I'm working on called Reincarnation, which is a story about inspired by like tokusatsu, which consists of like, is a genre from Japan that consists of like Godzilla, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, or adapted here in America as Power Rangers, and some like animation, like anime and stuff, and some of the epic genres like novels, shows like The Lord of the Rings or Avatar: The Last Airbender. Project I'm working on is like a piece of called like of apocalyptic setting, but there's like a theme, but there's two couples who are in love. It's supposed to be a theme of like love in hard times, or there's like or sometimes they say there's a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing.
And how are you representing that in the piece? What does that look like?
So the piece, like there's two couples, like, and then at the far left is like two couples are hugging, snuggling together. While there's a background is apocalyptic, but although the apocalyptic setting is very ambiguous, like you don't know what caused it, like was it war or natural disaster, it was even ambiguous.
What's your favorite medium to work in?
My favorite medium is usually like hand drawing, because with hand drawing, you draw like you could easily erase and easy sketch out and stuff. I like to paint too, but like I like to hand draw, like drawing and sketching.
Why do you like to hand draw more than painting?
Because with hand drawing, like you easily like you reshape it easily and you could erase it. And when you've like, oh, I messed this up, I could easily erase it. With painting, I mean, painting is good, but at the same time, with painting, you have to, because it's not like you can reshape it. It's not easy because you can't just erase it. You can have paint over the outline or stuff like that. But so with hand drawing, you can easily just erase it and redraw it again.
Understandable. I get that too. What's your feel-good movie? Like if you're in a bad mood, what do you put on?
Okay, so my top 3 are 2001: A Space Odyssey. Second favorite, Princess Mononoke, which is an anime film directed by Hayao Miyazaki. And the third one, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, directed by Peter Jackson.
Nice.
Based on the novel of the same name.
You've recently made a self-portrait. What inspired you when you were creating that portrait?
Well, I just feel like, because, well, what I created is like, maybe I would create like a portrait of myself, what it looked like in painting. Because most of the times it's either photograph and all that. I was like, oh, maybe I could do it with a painting.
Yeah, very cool. How do you feel like your portrait represents you? And do you feel like it tells your story?
Well, I feel like it tells a story like, this guy is like, what I see like, it's like, maybe he's telling a story of, maybe this person is like, has ideas and maybe he wants to express creativity.